Greetings, I am Samudranil Sarkar and I am delighted to present TripWhat, our full stack MERN based application that uses agentic AI and MCP servers to automatically plan out the right trip for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Our application uses JWT based authentication for login and sign up, and this enables easy access and entry into the platform. We have a dashboard for everyone to sort of look through any potential destinations that they might have had in mind with predictive parsing. And initially one can look at and generate results, look at destinations and tourist places for every city. Once one is more or less clear with which city or which tour or country one wants to go to, he or she can enter the start dates through a calendar for a journey and also the starting location. Let's go with, say, an individual who is planning to travel to the US. So maybe he enters New York as one of his potential destinations, and another to be maybe San Francisco on the continental United States. And then one continues and enters the number of travelers as well as the purpose of the visit, be it leisure or business oriented travel. One can also enter a flexible budget or a capped budget that allocates and redistributes funds accordingly, and one simply has to click continue to results to get a result that generates. In the backend, what our application is doing is that our application listens for a sort of um, an API call, and based on that, it initiates a LangGraph node that takes in the details entered through the preference forms and calls upon a web search agent. The web search agent looks at the route and then searches for different destinations and attractions in the cities that were added in the preference form. Once it finds the destinations, it also matches and shortlists them according to the purpose of the visit and how hectic or how busy an itinerary would be. It does so through the help of prompt templates and LangGraph. Specifically, it uses a combination of reducers and also concatenators. If, say, certain websites are not letting our LLM parse through them, then it moves to the next website in the top 20 search results until it gets sufficient number of destinations. So we can see here it has found certain destinations. It also searches Google Places API to actually verify whether those sites exist or not. And based on the confirmation, it also extracts, the Google Places ratings, how many photos there are, and it also gets a URL for the photo from Google for the place from Google Places as well. Once this has been done for one of our cities, it also moves on to the next city. This operation is sequential for now, but we plan on parallelizing it at a later point of time. So our agent is now searching for attractions in San Francisco, California, because it was next on our itinerary. In the backend, this happens through an MCP server. So inside the SRC, we have an MCP server agent that searches for places using different tools, like, say, for instance, like here we can see that search places is one tool that we offer. Similarly, another tool that we offer is search by category, etc. And our MCP makes use of all these tools. So we can see that again, even for San Francisco, our agent has shortlisted a certain number of photos. Now it looks at flight data, to and fro tickets via flights, and it uses Amadeus APIs to shortlist and find various flights that suit our criteria and our given journey dates. Um, Once the flights are identified and extracted, it will look at also finding potential travel routes which include stopovers, etc., and also look at finding the hotels. In the meantime, our front end handles this gracefully, and we have an itinerary card that is generated. Once we click on View Itinerary, we can see our itinerary built in a timeline sort of a view. Our site is different from any existing platform because it aggregates all the information received, be it the number of hours required to see a particular place, the ticket prices, um, websites to the attraction, its contact details, and even its opening and closing time, as well as directions through the help of maps. Um, Apart from that, our AI also classifies sites and detects whether the site is open now, certain specific tags with why that site is relevant, and if the site is extra special and one should visit the site or not. We also offer a sort of personalized note about when to visit the site or certain details about the site which are contextually relevant, like the Central Park is beautiful in spring and fall for its foliage, etc. The timeline view offers a nice sort of a way to scroll through the itinerary and overall look at what activities are there. There is also an option for a card-based view through the itinerary and a day-by-day outlook, a card-based overview, and we also offer a special map-based look which allows us to filter according to the day and look at which item is there on our day for that day, and also get directions, read tags, etc. from the map itself. This also lets us zoom and pan out according to the specific day. Um, we also offer finding the details of travel times, segments, routes, and how much flights, etc. would cost. Our detailed view lets us see flights, including connecting information, terminals from which it is leaving, and lets us select and buy that for particular flight ticket. We also have a hotel search that lets one search for hotels based on our requirements. So for instance, once we click on search hotels, in the backend, our application again calls Amadeus hotels to find hotels and their details, like whether there's cancellation available, what rooms are available, and it matches according to our given criteria here. For instance, we have room only and one adult per room in the certain date range. So we can see that it has identified certain hotels like Fairfield Inn, Intercontinental, etc. And it presents it from a neat card view, and one can also view particular details. The highlight of our application, however, is that we have an integrated chat window. And this chat window lets us dynamically modify our itinerary right from the chat itself. So for instance, let's assume that I have I am not very interested in museums and I don't want to see the American Museum of Natural History on day 4. So I can simply make a natural language query that says remove American Museum of Natural History um, on day 4, and we can simply send it to the chat. Our chat, in the meantime, uses various MCP AI tools to do a sort of intent-based classification of what our intent was. So here it says that it processes our modification request, and it identifies that the type of action that needed to be performed was removed activity. and it also performs the necessary details and then syncs the itinerary back. So when we open the itinerary again and look at the day 4 here on our map, there is no American Museum of Natural History present anymore. And we can add various destinations, browse different options present, um, remove entire days from our itinerary, reorder and exchange and interchange days between each other, all through this. So our chart is where our application really shines. One can also save trips and view saved trips through our application. One can also mark trips as completed or upcoming, and also view and update profile. And the profile has sort of default preferences for what our interests are. And even if no information is filled out in the initial form, it identifies our preferences through this. That is all. Thank you, and we hope you liked our application.